Today I have come with another recipe from West Bengal, a region in the eastern part of India. The lentils in this recipe is the star of the show and makes everything taste super yummy. Namaskar and welcome to Curries with Bumbi. I've soaked in water chana dal, also known as chola dal in Bengali and Bengal gram dal in English. Soak it for 6 to 8 hours or overnight. You can use any lentils like red lentils, moong dal, yellow split peas, that is matar ki dal, but my personal preference is chana dal for its beautiful nutty flavor. I soaked this dal overnight, so the next day I discarded all the water and transferred the dal to a blender along with a teaspoon of finely grated ginger, a small green chilli which is totally optional, and 1/4 of a cup of water. Do not add too much water, but add just the amount required to puree it to a paste. It's okay if it is a little bit coarse, but do not keep it too coarse though. Next, coming to the vegetables that I used. This is ridge gourd, also known as turai in Hindi, and Jhinge in Bengali. I get it from an Asian supermarket, but you can use zucchini or any other summer squash, or bottle gourd, that is lauki. You can also use cauliflower, carrots, butternut squash. All goes really very well. As you can see, I'm not peeling the ridge gourd fully, but leaving a little bit of the skin on. In this way, the ridge gourd doesn't turn soggy after cooking and holds on to its shape beautifully. I like cutting the veggies in this way for this recipe. That's why I'm showing the chopping part today in my video. Okay, coming to the pureed lentils. I added 1/2 teaspoon of salt and 1/4 of a teaspoon of turmeric powder. Now you need to whisk this very well. You can use your fingers as well to mix it very well. The more you whisk it, you are incorporating air into the batter. So that will make the batter lighter, and the lighter the batter is, the fluffier and softer the lentil balls will be when you cook them. So whisk it for about 2 to 3 minutes. Heat some oil over medium heat. Once the oil turns hot, in goes Mr. Potato. Fry the potatoes on medium-high heat till they turn golden brown. When they turn beautifully golden brown like this, take them out. Next, whisk the lentil batter one more time and add small dollops of it into the oil. In Bengali, we call this as daler bora, where dal is lentil and bora are these cute little fritters. The heat of your stove should be low when adding the batter. Do not use a spoon to turn them immediately after adding the batter. Fry them on medium-low heat for about a minute, or when you see you can turn them easily. They will be releasing themselves naturally from the pan. If they don't, then give them some more time. If you try scraping them with your spatula in order to turn them, then there are high chances that they may break, and it will be a real lentil disaster. Once they turn golden brown like this, take them out into a bowl and fry the next batch. Fry them in a single layer on medium-low heat. And my friends, it is really very hard to resist not having 1 or 2 of these when they come out from the pan. They are crunchy and so delicious, and you can serve only these as a snack as well. They are really irresistibly delicious. Now I saved a little bit of the batter, like 2 tablespoons of it, and I have plans for it later on. For my last batch, I hardly had any oil left in my pot, so I added 2 more tablespoons of oil. Once the oil turns hot, lower the heat to low and add 2 dry red chillies. You can also add 1 or none. Next, I added a teaspoon of nigella seeds, that is kalonji, also known as kalonji in Bengali. Kalonji gives a beautiful nutty flavor to the curry. Then I added 1/4 of a teaspoon of hing, that is asafoetida. Do not worry if you do not have hing. Hing aids in digestion, and we usually add this if we do not add onions or garlic in a curry. Next, add the ridge gourd. Fry the ridge gourd on high heat till they turn a little golden brown along the edges. Add a teaspoon of finely grated ginger. Then the fried potatoes go in along with a teaspoon of ground cumin, that is jeera powder, a teaspoon of turmeric powder, and half a teaspoon of Kashmiri red chilli powder. Then add salt and a teaspoon of sugar. I used gourd, that is jaggery, but you can use regular sugar. Now if you are using zucchini, please remember to cut them into large chunky pieces so that they do not fall apart while cooking, or add the zucchinis later on when the potatoes are almost cooked. Okay, remember that 2 tablespoons of lentil batter that we had saved earlier? I rinsed out my blender jar with half a cup of water and added it to the lentil batter. Mix very well and pour this over the veggies. This will make the gravy very delicious. Next add 2.5 cups of hot water. Now my friends, this recipe calls for a gravy that has a thinner consistency. The lentil balls will soak up a lot of liquid, so make sure the gravy is on the thinner side to start with. Cover it on medium-low heat for 6 to 7 minutes or until the potatoes and ridge gourd turns tender. Give a mix in between and add some more hot water if you feel the gravy is thickening up too much. Okay, my vegetables have turned tender. Do a taste test at this time and adjust the seasonings. Finally, the lentil balls or bora goes in. I added a splash of hot water as the gravy was looking a bit thick. After adding the lentil balls, that is the bora, cook them just for 2 minutes on medium heat, not more than that. The boras turn so soft and juicy, and they are like these small pillows of love swimming in that delicious gravy, and they will really melt in your mouth. I like adding some chopped coriander leaves, but that is totally optional. Since this recipe calls for a minimum amount of spices, this turns out to be really very light and delightful. You can use any veggies of your choice, but remember to keep the gravy on the thinner side as the dal boras are like a sponge and will keep on soaking up more and more of that liquid. This tastes best with hot steamed rice, but you can also serve it with roti. Please do try this recipe and send me your feedback. And please do not forget to click that like button for me. Thank you and bye-bye.